What's up, my neighbors? Guess what? We're back after a
Hey.
long time. I think what's it been about a month and a half now? A long time of a whole lot of BS in our moving. For all you guys who don't know, we actually were forced to move from our other house because they wanted to basically fix it and rent it for more than we were paying for it, and we didn't want to pay that much. So like, fine, then you don't have to get out. Well, we decided to buy a house. No, I didn't realize how bad the process of buying a house was until I started doing it. So we actually had to live out of a freaking extended stay motel for almost 2.5 weeks, and then of course moving in and getting everything set up where we can record uh, is basically just took a little bit of time too. And I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but my office now, I'm actually in a totally different space. I'm in my own office, which actually I do have to share with the missus. There's her desk right there. And I've already started soundproofing, guys. See? I got that wall started already. The one behind my desk is completely covered in foam. Next to do is finishing up this wall and doing this wall right in front of the Xbox because now my Xbox is recorded right there and it's all. Oh, 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 oh. Camera falling, camera down. uh, it's all being recording on my computer I'm using right now. So there's no more transferring files, no more two computers, just solid, sweet videos and well HDMI videos basically. So all right, now that that's off my chest, and I'm so happy to be back, guys. I miss it so much. Corey, I can care less about. I miss talking to you
You.
guys. you know, so thank you for having me back, guys. It feels so good. Now, Corey, what is on your mind today? Because when we first started this, Corey said he had a really shitty day or some BS, and he wanted to explain to me why. And I told him I really didn't want to hear it. He's like, well, it'll make good content for the videos. I'm like, well, in that aspect, I guess I can pretend to care about you enough to actually listen for it.
You. Okay, guys. So this started out a week ago. I want to say. Um, I was over at a friend's house, and a guy had come down, which is the next. He was friends with the next door neighbor. Had come down in his car, missing his driver's side front tire, rim and
Wow,
all.
my name is killing.
I found out that he had drove his car for over a mile on just the rotor when he
What,
lost his
just the
tire and
rotor?
his wheel. Yeah, on his rotor.
Oh, I thought you said his tires fucked and he's just driving the rim, but his rotor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind. He's a whole new level of retard.
I was
Jesus.
like, and I even asked him, I was like, why didn't you pull it over before?
Wait a minute. Did
Like,
he drive down the road and it broke on him down the road? He didn't just take it off? He rode
mm-mm,
on it
it
until it
broke.
fell off?
It broke all 5 studs off at the hub assembly, the bearing assembly behind the wheel, where the rotor sits on.
Oh,
All the
damn.
studs broke off, like even.
Oh, okay. I actually insulted all the people out there who has a handicap by calling that guy retarded. Nope, that's an insult to everybody. He's beyond that. Oh, what's beyond that? What? How much dumber can you get?
So I went and found, because I asked him, I was like, hey, where'd you lose your tire? And he's like, oh, up on the road that's here. It's called 31W, or Dixie Highway as we call it.
Yeah, tilt it where you
And
live. That's a great idea.
and so I was like, well, where at? I was like, did you lose it between like AutoZone and Big M Chevrolet? He's like, yeah, it's up there somewhere. So I was like, okay. So it's not going to be too far away. I can get up the road. I can just go look for it. Not a problem. So I get down there. There's no wheel in sight anywhere.
You could have rolled off somewhere.
No. I followed his freaking scrape marks from his rotor all the way down and fucking found it at McDonald's.
Well, when the tire's hungry and it needs to eat, it's got to eat.
So I went and grabbed his tire. I put it in the back of the truck, drove it down. Come to find out that when it broke, it actually had hit so hard on either the rotor or whatever it hit that it put 2 holes, and in between those 2 holes is a crack, and it fucked up the back end where it mounts on the studs. It like scraped a whole layer of metal off.
Jesus. Okay. I mean, he was determined to drive to you, wasn't he?
So I'm down there looking at his car and stuff, and he looks at me and he's like, "What all do I need to fix my car?" I loosened up everything. And he looked at me, he says, can you fix it? Yeah, but I'm not doing it for free.
Oh, duh.
So I drove him up to AutoZone, which literally was up the hill. Literally, it's like, what, 1,000 feet? So I drove him up there, got his parts, get back down there, start putting his car, taking shit apart, and then putting shit back on it. Well, then he looks at me and he's like, well, how much is this going to cost me? Depending on how long it takes me to do it. Then he looks at me and he goes, well, I just spent all my money on all those parts. I said, you better find a way to pay me because I'm not doing it for free. So finally, after, what, almost 3.5 hours, finally got his old rotor, his caliper, his pads, and his hub assembly all off. Got it all taken apart. Put everything back together, which took another, 2 hours. And come to find out that his calipers were bad.
Usually you can actually tell that pretty easy first off.
So I was like, look, we can't drive around on your calipers being like this. I'll get you, we'll get you taken care of whenever you're free again. So it was like, Wednesday. I went over there, put his new caliper, put his new pads on, or got his pads were already on it, put his new caliper, put his new hose on the passenger side. Got him all taken care of on the passenger side. Well, today I went over there. Because yesterday I was down with a really bad migraine until like last night. And I definitely wasn't going out at 10 o'clock at night. But, so I went over today. He got a new master cylinder. Found out his master cylinder wasn't even pushing fluid to the caliper. That was great. So I had to do all that. Got his new caliper on the other day on both sides. And then couldn't get the rubber hose off, so I clipped it off. And then took the steel line off the master cylinder and then put all new lines on it. Driving around town to try to go to the parts stores that didn't have it. I finally found it. Well, so finally got everything going, and then his brakes wouldn't bleed again. I was like, what the hell's going on? So I did the old-fashioned mechanic trick, put some brake fluid in a bottle with a line, and I was able to do the passenger side, just hook it up to the bleeder, pop the bleeder loose, suck all the air out of the line, and then it pulls the brake juice down.
Yep.
Got that one good. Driver's side, I spent another hour and a half trying to get it to bleed. Well, after I put the new lines on it and the new line and new hose, I was like, you know what? Since it's not bleeding out of the caliper bleeder, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the steel line, and I'm going to bleed it through the steel line. I'm going to do a bench bleed. Finally, got the damn thing to bleed. Hooked it all back up, got his caliper to bleed, and finally got everything done, but he didn't have money to pay me today. He paid me my $100 the other day. I charged him $100. I'm like, look, you're in the process of moving. I understand that. You still got to get shit turned on. That's fine. And then he'd come up to me today, and after I got everything done, I was packing my tools away in the truck and all that, and he come up and he's like, what do I owe you? I said, $40. I'll just, right there, $40.
Wow. Really?
He's like, I'll get you. And he's like, what about my back ones? I said, what do you mean, what about your back ones? He goes, well, can we replace those too? And I said, yeah, but it's going to cost you
more, and honestly, you don't need to replace them if it does need replacing.
Well, let's just say this. You can't even freaking crack his bleeders loose on the caliper because the bleeder screws are rusted in, and they're rounding off.
Where did this guy park his car? Because it sounds like it's been left in a riverbed for like 3 years.
Supposedly, it sat in storage for like 6 years.
Alright. That will do it.
So, he's going to need new calipers and hoses on the back. He's going to need new pads on the back. Like, I told him, I said, with everything that I've got to do on the back, I said, guaranteed it's going to need new calipers, pads, and it's going to need at least new hoses on the back. He's like, what are you going to charge me? I said, $150. No less. I said, if it takes me more than 4 hours to change it, I said, you're getting charged $20 more an hour, or $20 each hour after that for me to do it.
What you need to do, what people don't realize, what we need to do in order to shut these people up, when you're not doing it at a mechanic shop, you're doing it in your own house or in the drive, whatever. Oh, hell, I was gonna say. Damn it, my train of thought derailed hardcore. Holy crap. I had it in my head. When I don't remember. Continue the story, and if I remember it, I'll speak it. 'Cause I'm
So
busy.
this guy is like,
Oh,
I guess supposedly sometime this coming Friday or whenever he gets paid again, he's gonna go get all his new parts for the back, which more than likely he's gonna have me take him because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
yeah. So okay, now I remember. Um, yeah, I actually know how you feel because I've actually had that happen similar to me. Like before, when I made custom vape mods and I fixed cell phones and all that stuff, I actually was working on a phone for a guy who messaged, you know, everybody in these yard sale pages on Facebook that my wife and I are members of, if they know a decent tech repair besides Geek Squad around here, uh, and you know, because he needs his phone fixed. So of course, my wife, who she is, chimed up and says, "Hey, my husband works on those. Not to mention, he makes vape charms or vape mods, blah blah blah, and all this." And I'm like, "Well, I just got voluntold what to do. Sure, I'll go work on it." The guy brought it over. It was in freaking Note 9 or Note 8. I can't remember, but it wasn't the current, you know, Note 10. This is before the 20 and 20 Ultra crap. This is a couple years ago, and I get all fixed up and running. Turns out what it was is this guy tried to put his own uh, glass protector or whatever on it, but it's part of a screen. On those phones, you can actually get the Super AMOLED screen, you know, or you can go to a third-party thing and actually buy a new screen that actually is like shatterproof, all this other crap added to it, but it involves you taking your phone apart. Turns out this guy did that, and when he put the new screen in and put the ribbon cable into the slot, he bent two of the prongs back. So it didn't work. So I told him what's going on with it. You know, I can fix it easily. It's only cost you $30 because I all I need to do is just bend them down and that's it. Put it back together. He's like, "Oh, awesome, that's great. Uh, do you how can I pay you?" I'm like, "Oh, you just pay me on PayPal if you want." And you know what? Honestly, just give me 30 bucks, $35, whatever you think is fair. Sure enough, he PayPal'd me straight away. Awesome. As soon as he leaves out the door and leaves my site down my neighborhood, he fucking gets a refund for PayPal saying I damaged the product more. It now don't work, and he's upset and wants his money back. Of course, PayPal, you know, says sure, here you go. And I seriously fought him like, no, this guy's called me a liar and everything. I still have yet to hear back from them. This is years ago. I'm like, that's BS. I can't believe there are people out there like that who literally just fix things but finds a way not to pay your ass.
Speaking of that,
You know,
look at
you
this.
should paint that bottle blue and make it look like Sky Vodka so it looks like Jacob has competition.
Um, I have literally one, two, three, four big bottles of empty Sky vodka bottles up here on top of my desk.
I have I got toys on top of my desk.
But I've got, let's see, there's four bottles from Sky Vodka. There's two Captain Morgan bottles. There's a really cool amaretto bottle. There
You just flick 'em
are
or something?
two Smirnoff bottles. Um, one Sex on the Beach bottle. There's a wine bottle up here, and then two bottles that we bought at Dollar Tree,
You,
and a rum chata bottle too.
Dollar Tree sells alcohol?
No, just regular glass bottles.
Ah,
I'll show
okay,
you.
okay. You
I'll
had me
show you one.
confused. I'm like, whoa, what?
Like that.
Oh, that looks like a really odd shaped beehive.
It's normal round. It's just got ribs.
Yeah.
And the other bottle we bought actually kind of looks like an old-fashioned like Coke bottle.
Ah, that not really. That looks like an old-fashioned wine bottle maybe or something like that, but not Coke. Coke always had that classic sloop to the bottom part.
But yeah, I've got all sorts of bottles up here on the top up here.
So,
I've got three more. As soon as they're empty, they're getting ready to get put up there too.
you know, that's not a like wall of achievements you're looking at. That is, yep, I definitely have a problem you're looking at.
Well, the Sky Vodka definitely was not me. I don't drink vodka.
Let me guess, this Jacob.
No,
Oh, wow,
no, that would have been Ashley and Crystal.
really?
Yep.
I got that
And
quarantine
the
hair.
now the rum chata, I'll admit to the rum chata. Okay, and the Captain Morgan and the amaretto and the wine bottle up here.
Yeah, I'm the beer guy, so. Uh oh. I
You know
got
what?
bad. I got bad news.
You know what? Hold that thought.
Actually, I tell you what. Hold that thought too. I need a moment. So, guys, we'll be right back.
Hopefully he didn't stop recording. I'm back. Had to go grab me one. What are you doing?
All right, I'm back. Yeah. Okay. You're disgusting.
You're disgusting. You're drinking a Bud Light.
Hell yeah.
Nasty ass. Drinking a diet beer.
Real men drink Bud Light.
No,
Shitheads
real
drink
men drink
Coors.
full flavor.
Huh?
Real men drink full flavor.
No, actually, if you look, if you drink two of these at once, the two lights make a hole. So basically, I'm drinking.
Oh, I'm drinking a hole in one. So
A hole in one, huh? So is that the beer of the golf courses?
sure.
You know what they say, man. To each his own. Jacob
Yeah.
don't like beer. Jacob likes straight alcohol. Adrian is just a weird one. So.
Wow.
You know what? We did have a topic for discussion when we started, but it kind of went out the window, and that topic's gone bye already. So, in a tradition of what the fuck's on this, I'm going to show you guys a couple of things I actually managed to pick up.
Close your
Yeah.
eyes, guys. Close your eyes.
Now, many of you guys out there know that I am a big Power Ranger fan. If you guys seen my old videos and had my background, I had like literally $3,000 worth of Power Ranger toys and beta parts and everything. And we just got a notification about a month and a half ago that Hasbro is releasing a new Power Ranger toy. Well, it's a crossover.
Did you just say Hasbro?
Yeah, it's Hasbro.
The Hasbro.
Yeah, Hasbro. Hasbro. Hasbro.
Sounds like you said Hasbro.
No, that's my speech impediment. I'm dumb, remember? But it is a Mighty Morphin Pink Pony. It is My Little Pony crossover with Power Rangers. And even though I don't care for My Little Ponies, I had to get it just because it was funny to me. I'm like, oh, hey, look, that's cool. They did the Pink Ranger, but it's a freaking My Little Pony.
Don't listen to him. He's trying to be a girl.
Honey, please, I'm already there. That and I got some other various, toys and everything I got from my collection up here that I don't feel like showing off because
He's being a kid. He's just being a kid.
Huh?
I said you're just being a kid.
In the candy store, yay! So, but now here's a question since I've been away for a while. Yep. Did you just call me a Jew?
No, I said I fucking hate you.
Ah.
Damn you.
Oh man, I think quarantine does some weird things to people. Because quite honestly, ever since this whole, the virus shall not be named thing started, I was never really able to do the, what's it called, social distance, thing, because my job required me to go out every day. So I didn't really stay in the house and become a recluse like most people have, But it's still bonkers the frick out of me because my workload has just changed all weird. You know what I mean? And I have no idea what's
I was saying,
I just
who's
peed
been
real quick and
quarantined?
thought
Because
it
I
was all
sure as hell haven't been quarantined. I've been out. I've been getting out doing shit.
I find it funny, dude. Now with this whole everybody needs to wear masks, and you got these people fighting now. Like, I'm American, born in a free country. I don't need to wear a mask. Blah blah blah. Have you seen some of the steps that these places have taken to tell you you need your mask? Like Walmart actually tried to enforce the mask wearing thing, but then after a couple confrontations, they're like, you know what? We do want people to wear masks, but we're not going to enforce it, and all that crap.
Oh, they're trying. There's people like there's actually managers here at the WalMarts that stand at the doors that are actually trying to enforce it, and now they actually have security guards standing at the doors enforcing mask wearing.
Okay, yeah. See, that's I guess where you're at, because honestly, it's actually based on each individual governor or not governor, manager. Why did I say
Mayor,
governor?
governor of the state.
Well, no, I mean the stores itself, like
Oh
most
yeah,
stores.
based on the corporate
Yeah, the corporate itself
policy.
says, look, we do want everybody to wear a mask, but we're not going to enforce it, you know. But the local freaking store owners, managers of these stores, like, no, mask, no entry, and it still causes problems. But like literally a good example where they do what they can to tell you about it is we were shopping at Costco the other day, and I'll be damned, there's almost 10 associates there walking down the aisles and around the store. All they do is just hold a sign that says every customer and employee must wear a face covering device or something like that, and that's all it says. And then it continues to say it again in Spanish, right? And I talked to them like, and that's what they do for 8 hours a day. Just walk around the store holding this damn sign.
Well, see, and here's where I get Walmart. Okay, this is where I piss them off. Okay, and a lot of you might know this if you pay attention. Some of you may not pay attention to it, but I've mentioned many times that I am a firearm carrier. Okay, no, it's not
Really?
here.
When did you bring that up? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you did know that,
I
asshole. But
have one.
you can see it. You can't see it. It's not. You can't see it on me because it's not actually. It's out in the other room.
Well, yeah,
I don't have it on me right
you have a
now.
permit for conceal and carry though. Oh no,
Not here.
Oh, so you have
I have a certificate of completion for the for carrying concealed deadly weapons certificate of training from the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
I
right there.
just said that. Yeah, you guys have I said you have your license for conceal and carry.
It's not no, it's not a license. That's a certificate of completion
The
of
same
training.
thing as to me,
No,
basically. Same thing
no,
to me.
because
It's just,
I have to send up $40 to the county and $60 to the state to get my license.
oh, so okay, I guess there's another thing then. Whatever.
Which I haven't done because I didn't have the money because of, like right after I
But
took that class I lost my job.
but either way it goes,
But
you pass that course, which actually automatically tells that you can do it. Just you don't
right.
have the license for it yet. Then, but
Yeah. Kentucky does not require a permit, a carrying license for carrying a firearm.
well, anywho, we're
But,
getting off topic.
but here's where I piss off Walmart employees and their managers. I walk up to their door and they're like, "Sir, do you have your mask?" I said, "No, I don't." And they go, "Why not?" And I point to my gun right there. That's right there. They go, "So what about it?" And I said, "Did you know there's a federal law that states in the Constitution it is illegal for me to have a mask on while I carry my gun?" They said, "Well, leave your gun in your truck." And I was like, "Okay, so leave my gun in my truck so it can get stolen."
It's only gonna get stolen if people know it's there. That's when you hide it or put it somewhere.
So
You do know that's how robberies work.
and then they're like, "Well, you could leave it at home." I was like, "Why would I leave my gun at home? I have the right to carry my gun anywhere I go because for my protection." And I was like, if you want to think about it, I was like, if a guy comes in here and tries to shoot up the store, I was like, I'm protecting your ass too.
Yep. And the funny thing is, you might actually go to jail for that, believe it or not.
And so, well, no, because in Kentucky there is a Commonwealth lawful shooting law to where, like, if somebody walks in with a gun and starts shooting up or start threatening to kill people, you have the right to defend yourself with your gun.
Okay, yeah, well, that's pretty much it here, but there is some laws in place in the United States where, uh, if you have a gun on you and you defend yourself and you take somebody's life, you're still held accountable for a murder, even if it's self-defense.
Yeah, but most of the time they just drop the charges. They don't even they don't worry about it. Now, and also, cool thing here in Kentucky.
Quick
We're saying
question: are you one of those idiots who I see all the time? Sir, you need to put a mask on. No, this is a free country, and so I can do what I need to do the way I want to. And last I checked, it's still a free country.
I just tell them it is illegal for me to wear a mask with my gun on my side. And to actually be honest with you, with the whole mask thing, it's only a mandate. It's not a law, so it literally cannot be enforced by anybody.
Here's one thing I do want to clear up. A lot of people don't, I believe, don't know, anything really. But what do you think they're saying to wear your mask? What do you think? Why?
They say it's to protect you and to protect everybody else. But here's the thing: if you
No,
actually read the
what it
signs,
does is it doesn't protect you, yourself. It's to keep all the crap inside of from you because you don't know it. Like you can actually carry COVID and not know it, and so if you're coughing and sneezing, that's putting particles out there, which then could transfer to somebody else, right? So if you wear a mask, it's not to keep you from being infected from by somebody else. It's to protect them from you spreading it, because
but
that's why.
have you seen the signs that like the big signs they have on stands? Have you seen those? And have you actually read the bottom of it?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff that still can go through it. It actually will say
Yeah,
it's
it even
non-emergency.
says the CDC does not recommend mask wearing, and if you do, to change it every 15 to 20 minutes because it is actually not a confirmed form of protection.
No, it is a confirmed form of protection. It's not. It's just not the firm. And here's the thing too: is there's articles that prove this. Those masks don't stop 100%. And but the thing is, you don't need to stop 100%. The reason why they're saying please wear a mask is it because it actually helps greatly to reduce the risk of it happening. It's not going to prevent it. I mean, and we're still what months away from a vaccine. So honestly, I think, granted, yeah, you look stupid in the damn thing unless you have a really cool design one, and it does get annoying. Like, good God, if you ever put one of those thicker ones on, you end up having a hard time breathing because it does restrict your airflow. You
Yeah, and
know,
see, and I already have a hard enough time breathing because of the possible issue with my one lung. I have a hard enough time breathing. If
yeah.
I try to put a mask on, I'm sitting there going, like, I feel it seems like I've ran like 6 fucking miles.
I love how you're bringing this topic up as you're fucking vaping on camera.
Hey, hey, my doctor done told me to quit vaping, and I told him to suck a dick. Speaking of chew or dip or
Hey,
whatever.
well, say what you're gonna do because this is gonna be our last topic because we're already over a half hour. We need to end it soon. So,
So I walked into Walmart, or was it Walmart? Yeah, it was Walmart. I walked into Walmart a week ago, right? I went in to go get something. I don't know what it was. I think it was something I had to get for dinner. And there's a girl in there. She didn't have a
dog
mask
food
on.
because you're a
I,
dog boy.
but there was a girl in there. She didn't have a mask on. She's probably between 25 and my age. She's probably in that gap. Dude, this girl had a big old like wad right here in her fucking lip.
Ew.
I was, I,
I don't know how
thinking
people
to
do
myself,
that
like,
stuff.
that is fucking not attractive.
Yeah, that's when you need to put the mask over it so you don't see that shit. Ugh.
Yeah, I was
That's
like,
that's one
like
thing I
you
can't
could
see
even,
how people get
you could
into
even,
is dipping. I don't see the attraction to it. It's just god awful to me. You know?
and, see, and you could even see like the brown right here on her lips. I'm like, oh.
Man. Ew. That can make me nervous burp of disgust.
That was beautiful.
Huh?
That was beautiful.
Awesome, man. Like I said, that's my burp of disgust. You did
That
it.
was Yeah. When I saw that, I was totally like nauseated by it. I was like, ugh, ugh.
You know what drives me nuts too is I find it funny is you'll see these people like argue with employees like, hey sir, as going to the store, you need to put a mask on, sir. No, no, sir, to enter you need to put a mask on. No, and a few arguments down the road later, he's like, fine, they take the damn mask that they hand him, and he proceeds to cut a hole right here.
That'd
I'm like, dude, seriously?
be something I would do.
Now, like my son, Riker, he actually fidgets with his, and I'm like, dude, you okay? And he's like, Dad, I don't like this thing. It's uncomfortable. And I'm sitting looking, I'm like, yes, I know, dude, but you can't take it off right now. It's literally, we're just here shopping. We're gonna be gone in a little bit, a couple minutes. Just deal with it, please. And then when we're outside, just pull the damn thing off and run for joy. You know,
And
and that's what the philosophy everybody should look at when they're saying, hey, wear a mask. Is look, it's for the better of the goddamn country. Do it, please. It's just a small, pain in the ass for you, just for a few seconds, and then boom, you're done.
there was a guess this like a month ago. Walked into the gas station that was standing in line, and there was a lady in front of me. And no, I'm not racist, but she was a black lady. Okay, I don't have no problem. I got black friends, black family, nothing bad. But she was a black lady, okay? I don't have my mask on because I know that I can be arrested with having a mask on.
Yeah.
So this lady turns around, she says, "Sir, you need to have a mask on." I said, "No, ma'am, I don't." Well, the one manager at the gas station, she says, "Ma'am," she goes, if he wears a mask, he can be arrested and charged with a federal charge of a terroristic threat to the U.S. And she goes, "If you would like to pay his federal court charges and his prison fees to get him out," she goes, "I would be much obliged that you could do it." I was like, "Thank you."
And see, I like that. Some people who's actually willing to stand up for you sometimes. You know what I mean?
And she turned around and she looked at me and she goes, "Is she being for real?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, she is." I said, "I can be arrested and brought up on federal charges of being a terroristic threat to the United States."
No.
And instead of me going to a city court or a county court or a state court, I would go to federal court.
Yep. But the thing too is, I believe, if that happened, certain judges will actually be more lenient because they understand what's going on, most likely, because, hey, yes, I'm carrying my, a gun on me, it's concealed, I have, a certificate showing I took the class, blah, 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 and I'm allowed to now, but you try to explain to them, hey, about the law, and if you do, and like, hey, by the way, somebody finds out and they arrest your ass, dude, I don't think there's gonna be any judge in the country who's gonna convict you because of a stupid technicality that with you now being required to wear a mask in a store. You know what I mean? Because I brought that up before. I'm like, you do realize when the first Americans wear masks out in public? I look at my wife. I'm like, you do realize this is gonna make it damn hard for anybody to get a witness, for if there's been a murder or something like that, because nobody can go out or anything like that.
Or everybody's gonna be covered in a mask, so nobody knows what the other person looks like.
And the people who do go out, man, everybody looks like they're gonna rob a bank because now you got all these different kind of masks being made from different companies and sold. Like they got bandana ones that look like come down to here. They got ones that go from here to here. All this stuff. They got the Mortal Kombat looking ones. And I'm like, you do realize, man, some of these don't show nothing but your eyes, especially if you're wearing a fucking hat. I'm like, do you know how easy it's gonna be for somebody to rob somebody and get away with it? Because like, oh, what did he look like? Oh, he had a black hat, a mask, and a blue shirt.
Like
well,
that's
if you catch him, can you point him out can you point him out in a lineup? Sure, and they'll come out and you're like, oh well, shit. Whoops, my bad. I guess I can't.
Not to kind of like be off topic here, but this little piece of equipment sitting right here.
What do you mean off topic? There's never been a topic. We just been bouncing back and forth through random conversations.
But
I got, dude. God damn it! Guess what we got to do?
In the combo.
Yep, I just realized, man. I said, oh, after your last story, we'll end it, and we just kept going. So, guys, we're going to cut it here. If you want to keep more on with us on this, just join us next week. Watch next week's episode. So this one here is actually done. I am so happy to be back, guys. I'm ready to make more videos. I'm ready to keep going. And as you guys can tell, I'm fixing up the office for it. Hopefully it gets bigger and better as we go. So that being said, guys, welcome to the neighborhood.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Yo.